Listen, money's tight. I get it. You want to sell your home. You're on a budget. Well, I've got 3 tips you need to follow if you want to sell your home on a budget. Stay till the end of the video. I'm also have an offer for you. Let's start. Yes, I'm Anant Deoras, the relationship realtor, cultivating relationships and not transactions. Today, we're talking about 3 tips to sell your home on a budget. Money's tight. My first tip, you got to know your seller net. Second tip, your market activity. You should know your market. And third, I've got one idea to prepare your home, and I'm going to mention it in a few minutes after the first 2. So your seller net, we all have a goal, right? In order to get to that goal, you really need to understand, kind of step back. We all want the highest sales price in the quickest time, but know your net and understand the cost. So that's something when I'm sitting down with sellers, they're just not understanding. You got to first understand your cost before we can discuss what a suggested list price is. So actually right up here, I've got a really helpful bringing sexy back actually, and talking how seller costs can be sexy. You need to understand them. And I kind of break down all of the costs associated with selling your home. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, know your market. Are you in a market that's appreciating? Are you in a market that's flat? Are you in a market that's depreciating? Right? You need to understand that. And one of the best ways to do that, particularly if you're 30 days or longer of selling your home, sign up for my market activity report. The market activity report on my website, AnantDeorasChicagoRE.com, shows you actives, under contract, and sold listings in your local area. So you can be better informed of how your market's doing. That's a really good way to kind of understand and gauge. And then of course, listen, if you're on a budget, I totally get it and I'm sympathetic, but you gotta be realistic. And that's a kind of a baseline, looking at that activity where I can sit down with you, and we really need to be realistic, maybe pricing it a little aggressive under market so it goes quicker and you're not holding on to the asset. Because listen guys, at the end of the day, you have equity locked in there, but the only way you can unlock the equity is get to the closing table, and you have to put your place in the market to do that first. Finally, tip number 3, I was going to mention that, what it's going to be. If I would recommend one single item to do to prepare your home for sale, give it a fresh and clean coat of paint. Yes, painting your home, if you cannot afford the staging and the other upkeep, maybe possibly repairing that furnace or that AC condenser, strongly recommend at least painting your home. And I can provide you with painters. You can definitely try it yourself, but I recommend you hire one of my vendors or anyone you have in the neighborhood. Maybe there's a college student or a couple that are hard on some money and you can maybe pay them more. It just needs to look good, it needs to look sharp. And of course, something that's free, declutter. Clear out all those worldly possessions, that baseball bat maybe that you got signed, maybe it's worth something. Sell it, that'll give you a little extra money. So I hope you found this video informative. 3 tips to selling your home on a budget. Take heed of it. And remember, don't leave yet. My offer to you, I'll be happy to give you a no obligation seller net assessment, where again, we'll go through all the costs. You just need to give me your loan balance, and then I will provide you a suggested list price so you actually can calculate what your net is. If you're interested in that, bottom in the YouTube is my contact information, or right here or here, I'm not sure where it's going to be. My editor has to edit that in. I'll have my contact information. Reach out to me or email me, and I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, later.